Ruben Amorim's first potential Man United signing has been revealed, and it is not a player from Sporting Lisbon, but rather a little-known 17-year-old left-back all the way from Paraguay. My name is Webb. Welcome to the United Sport. The new regime is on, and transfers are the talk of Man United lately. We do know, first of all, that there are players who are linked out of the club, and top of them is Marcus Rashford, who I told you about, and people are hoping he goes. They don't care whether we hand him over to Arsenal. The thing is, there are players United fans are tired of, are fed up of, and it's looking like even the people from within, the people who call the shots as well, are tired of the same players. But let's get now proper into the future, because you want to keep it futuristic in terms of Man United lately, because the future is what is supposed to be bright. We can't have a brighter past than our future. Now, the latest that has just come in, credible sources do suggest that Man United have agreed a deal with this club called Chiro Porteño, that is from Paraguay. It is a first division club in Paraguay, to sign their 17-year-old left back. That's his name there, Diego Leon. That's the player you're looking at right there. He's a born of 2007, and boy, he's quite a talent. In fact, a research recently ranked him among the top 4 under 18s in the world, among the top 4 best under 18s in the world. You do recall when Man United signed Lenny Yoro, he was ranked among the top 5 under 18 players in Europe. Now we are talking of now bringing in another defender, 17 years of age, ranked among the top 5, the top 4 in the world. Players, not just defenders, but players in the world, according to stats in a recent study. Now, these are the players that Man United and Inos are looking to bring in quite cheaply, because he's valued at about 3.1 million euros, which should be pocket change really. Little money for a generational talent like him. He's a strong left-footed player, can invert himself into the middle, dribbles from a distance, takes shots and scores goals. He's strong. He's quite animated to his style as a left back. You get a sense that this is the kind of player that indeed Ruben Amorim could make use of, because he's certainly young, so meaning he's extremely trainable. But the interesting bit is that he has been monitored by several clubs, including Man City, who are seen as the front favorites to sign him. Man City have been monitoring him, so has Arsenal. So we are talking of a hot property whom we might as well be poaching from the praying hands of so many other big clubs around Europe. So it's a big move. Of course, final confirmations will be done, but from credible sources we get, the deal has been agreed in principle for him to join Manchester United, most probably in January. So that's exactly what is happening. So clearly the plan for Ineos is to bring in young players, trust them, and let Ruben Amorim work on them, refine their roughs, and make sure they can fit into the vision that they do have for the club. So you can imagine what that would mean. It means United are proper rebuilding a team, giving it a whole different identity, like Ruben Amorim, rather like Sajim Ratcliffe alluded, that they want to give the club a whole new identity, and over time, give them 3 years, because in 3 years, if you bring in a 17-year-old kid now, add him to these players who are in their early 20s, in 3 years, some of them will be 25, near their prime. These players should be 20. United will have a young, entertaining, exciting, competitive squad. That's exactly what they are trying to do, and there is no more time to waste. And that's why these rumors are beginning to fall in left, right, and center. Remember, we're just weeks away from the next transfer window, which is expected to be a bit busy for Man United, especially in sending out players, but also bringing in a few. I don't think United is going to make significant, huge marquee signings, if I would call marquee in terms of amounts. Of course, they might be marquee in terms of how important they are. Because, for example, if Man United signed a left back now, we don't care if he's coming into the senior team, even if he's not your Alfonso Davies or whoever. That would be, I think, in some way, a marquee signing for United, given the circumstances, because it's a key department for them. So I think this is, I think, a beautiful update. I think it's real. I think the chances of Man United signing this kid are beyond 80%. I think, whereas yes, clubs can come later and hijack a move. The fact that the deal seems to have been agreed in principle, and it has been going on since when Dan Ashworth and Eric Ten Hag were still at Man United, you get a sense that United has got an upper hand, and they have probably made a decision that this is the kid they can bring in and add him onto whoever they want to bring in. Of course, someone might ask, then does that mean United is not going to go for Alphonso Davies or Milos Kakies, the Bournemouth left back, who many believe should be the number one option? Well, I don't think bringing in a 17-year-old kid would stop them from going for a player who is already proven in the Premier League. Whereas United are going to give chances to the young players, I think they will still have a few slightly older players, because even Milos Kakis is not old himself. He's just slightly older than this 17-year-old. He's, I think, about 4 years older. They'll certainly bring him in, but he won't be an expensive player. For example, that's why I was saying I don't think Man United would go, for example, in the summer and attempt to price Alphonso Davies out of Bayern. He wants so much money. The reasons why he would leave Bayern is because of money, not because he wants to leave or the club wants him to go. He wants, I think, 16 million for a year in terms of wages. Bayern are probably willing to give him that. They are thinking about it. They have negotiations going on to try and convince him to stay. He could be priced at about 70 million. I don't think that's the kind of player Man United would go for now under this new regime. But Milos Kakies, who is priced at about 30 to 35 million, can come in, join the younger Diego Leo, and perhaps the 17-year-old kid will be given time to grow, learning off the more senior Milos Kakies, and whenever the time comes in 3-4 years, the transition will be smooth. I feel for me, it's a good way to approach the whole transfer business. So Ruben Amorim said in his first press conferences that one of the key things he feels have got to be improved at Man United were the recruitment structures, the recruitment systems, and profiling. They need to have clear profiles of the kinds of players they want at Man United. And I'll tell you, the kind of football that Amorim plays favors players from America, the Ugates from South America and the Americas, those regions, because these are hardworking players, because that football is about hard work. That kind of football is about hard work. All he wants from his players is to run. Are you going to run? Do you have a fighting spirit to run from the start to the end of the game? Certainly, players from that region, from Paraguay, from Uruguay, these are the kinds of profiles I believe that can give him what he wants to do with the identity that he's trying to build at Man United. Have a few of those in core departments on the pitch, and trust you me, the rest can build onto that. I don't expect him, of course, to have a squad full of Uruguayan or Paraguayan or whatever players, but I'm saying if you have a few of those, they will set the standard of work, the working standard in terms of work rate that the rest of the players will be inspired by. And I believe it's an important thing. So this is a move that is bound to happen. And of course, sooner than later, we'll be back here to confirm it for you. But how do you feel about it? Are you happy about the business? There is more talks going on in terms of bringing in players at Man United. There are more players United would want to bring in. But of course, there's limitations to how much they can go. That's before they sell some or just let go of some, of terminate contracts if they can. But there's, of course, a lot of work that is being done behind the scenes. So even if Dan Ashworth is gone, it doesn't mean there is no progress going on at Manchester United. That's a big transfer update coming to you this morning. Now, we do know that we've got a game coming up against Victoria Prison. Again, we're hoping to see some rotations. The obvious one, I think, should be the return of Nusa Mazraoui to the starting 11. I don't see Ruben Amorim just making the same mistake of dropping Nusa Mazraoui again if he's desperate for a win, because go 3 games in a row without a win at Man United, I don't think it will be easy on him. And he knows his best chance of trying to compete for a game is having his best players on the pitch. And certainly, Nusa Mazraoui is one of those. So expect that change, I think, in that game. But I think by the time we play Man City, my feeling is the starting 11 against Man City will be largely the starting 11 that Amorim will be contemplating using, because I think most of the players, even those who just returned from injury, will be near their fresh fitness. I mean, they will be close to their full return in terms of fitness. So my view is that he will certainly select his best and strongest squad for that game. And after that, we could be seeing a change in how he rotates and see him stick more to a particular starting 11 of sorts. So that's something I think I've been thinking of, because, of course, reflecting on the next tight fixtures that are coming for Man United, you get a sense that there are an opportunity for Ruben Amorim to figure out his starting 11, and where better than Man City to try it out and see if they'll pass what would be the final audition for you to qualify into the sacred 11 of the new regime. So that's what I expect. My name is Web, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. I will be catching you a bit later. For now, some energetic talk about the transfers. We will be, of course, coming back to talk more and more because they will keep coming. Trust me on that. It's just started. Subscribe, like our videos, and share them. Thank you.